In today's episode of the Pathmonk Presents podcast, I got a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Julio Orozco, and he's hailing over from the folks over at Belvo. And Belvo is a very interesting solution, especially if we're talking about, the financial industry in Latin America. So basically, if you head over to belvo.com, you will see that they unlock the power of open finance in Latin America. So we went to really deep dive into what this is actually all about and how people can use Belvo for their own use. So, Jules, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really, really glad to be here.
Of course, yeah. So maybe give people an overview. What would you say is Belvo all about in your own words?
Yeah, sure. Belvo is the leading open finance platform in Latin America. We mainly are focused on providing financial data to fintech and financial institutions that are looking to access this information to provide better, more personalized financial products. In Latin America, we have a big problem with financial inclusion, and we figure out that accessing data, it's one of the main ways to provide financial inclusion in Latin America, especially since the region is really underbanked. We have crazy high risk problems, especially with fraud. So to provide access in a safe, secure way, this is a great way to provide financial inclusion in the region and to, I don't know, bring access to people that it's underserved or not even included on the traditional financial environment.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. So how would you describe like a typical user? Maybe tell us about who would be sort of a typical user of the platform.
We are a B2B company. So right now we are focused mainly on financial institutions, fintech, and some enterprises that are providing certain financial services. And in Latin America, it's quite interesting that some marketplaces or these delivery companies now, they provide financial services. So what we do is, to this company, we provide a platform where people can connect safely and access to mainly three products. That it's aggregation, bank aggregation. The second is enrichment, and the third one is payments initiation. With these, we mainly provide these companies information that is not only in the traditional financial institutions such as banks, but also alternative data sources such as employment data, fiscal data. That information is vital in a region like Latin America, where people are having a rich financial life, but it's not in the financial traditional environment. So we need to bring all that information to these companies and enrich that data, and I don't know, make this data useful so people can access financial products.
That makes sense. Who within those companies would you say is actually finding out about Belvo? Like, who would be sort of the champion that, goes, let's say, to your website and gets started? What type of role do they typically have in their company?
There are three main departments we reach. The first one is credit, because credit is really complicated for the region. And for example, in Mexico, only 34% of the adult population can access credit. So credit, risk, because risk is the main people in any financial institution in Latin America. They are the gatekeepers. If something puts at risk anything regarding clients' information, money, whatever, the risk people it's the gatekeepers. And lastly, but not least important, is the innovation departments. The people leading these departments are our main decision makers. Also, data analysts, because at the bottom of everything, those are the people that are going to work with the data we provide. So we try to reach these people to create a really healthy, close, and continuous relationship, providing information, I don't know, face-to-face interactions, stuff like that.
And how did these guys find out about Belvo? How would you describe their journey?
Something really important is that we are actually the leading company, so we have really, really good presence in the market. We have great relationships with media. We get all these invitations to be speakers at the main events or the most important events, and also we have worked on building a really good website and all the blog. So we have a good presence in all the searching engines. So whenever these people read about us on media or are listening to us on some event, they reach our website, and that's where all the path starts. After that, our sales teams get in touch with them, and it's a long process because it's a B2B interaction. And after they sign the deal, we have a huge and really, really specialized customer success department that keeps the relationship with the customers.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, what role do you think the website plays?
Excuse me?
What role do you think the website plays in their journey of getting started?
I believe it can be the main point of contact or the second. Especially we've seen that when they hear about us in an event or they read something on the media, immediately after that they reach our website, and we have big traffic. So when these people get really engaged, usually they go to the contact us form that is really successful for us. We have more than 40% of our deals come from inbound, so it's really important for us, the website.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, every marketer we talk with, right, they always discuss a bit the strengths and the sort of maybe even the room for improvement for the website. How do you think about it for Belvo? Like, what do you think is the strengths of the page versus where do you see room for further improvement?
We're really focused on providing education. We do something so complex and something so new for the region that we need to be thought leaders. Everything in our website has to educate, has more than just sell. It has to provide useful information, and in a simple way. We do something so technical, something that for some departments can sound such a big risk, that we need to provide clear information, friendly information. And also we see the website as a living being. We just don't think like, hey, our website is amazing, looks amazing, and that's it. No, we are constantly redesigning, rewriting, including new stuff, trying new ways to bring people on board, stuff like that. Where's the room to improvement? I believe there's always room for improvement. Maybe include some videos that could educate more about how the open finance platform works and stuff like that. Sometimes including videos can be complicated, especially when you're a fintech company, you don't have a big team, and but usually we keep evolving. For us, it's never like it's done and everything works. It's like, how can we improve it? So that's a really good challenge, to keep on analyzing, look through the data and see what can help us to improve everything, what are our keywords and stuff like that.
That makes a whole lot of sense. Now, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about your daily work. Like, what would you say, what would you be involved with sort of on a more daily business?
Well, I'm like my boss like to say, she says like, we're an holistic marketers, because I do pretty much everything. I get involved with all the growth things that mainly are paid campaigns, the website, especially localizing the content, because we work on 3 languages. So I have to localize all the content, not just translate it, but make it that sounds and it's fit with the Latin America context. Also PR. We, like I told you, we are really focused on media relations and events. So I have all these field marketing activities. Also engage with journalists, pitch some interviews, stuff like that. And also being kind of a coach for especially with the sales team regarding what content they can use, what materials they can use to improve the conversion with certain type of leads. Also analyzing a lot of data. So for us, it's really important that even if you do PR, you knew about the data and how to pitch this data to the journalists. Also, a lot of coaching with the executive team relating media trainings and stuff like that. So that's like a regular day for me that includes everything on the marketing area you can imagine.
Very cool. Now, I got some rapid fire questions to get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready for those?
Yeah, bring it on.
What is the last book that you've read?
The last book,
Or the last podcast you listened to?
It was Kitchen, Banana Yoshimoto. It was pretty nice.
Very cool. What would you think is the one single thing that Belvo is focusing on the most at the moment?
Trying to provide better data to financial institutions, especially banks, because they are tough, but we got a really, really good platform that it's currently being really, really popular with banks.
What would you say if you would have a magic stick, right? There's one thing that you could, fix for your role as a marketer. What would that be?
Automatization. I believe I really don't like automatization to work all these workflows and stuff like that, because it's a huge process. You have to create the content and also create the databases and analysis. And, I hate that part. So it could just happen. That would be great for me.
Awesome. And for the very last question, if today would be your very first day joining Belvo, what would be the one advice you give yourself for that journey?
Think outside the box, because sometimes when you are on a technological company, you get really invested on the same things and you talk so much about the platform, the benefits, like the current stuff, like the basics. So I believe my biggest piece of advice would be think outside the box. Think you are not selling technology. Think you're not selling to these old guys in banks. Like, try new things. Think outside the box. Don't fall with the just doing it right, but doing it differently.
Very cool. Just I really appreciate you took the time with us today to be a guest on the show. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about Belvo, what's the one thing people should remember?
That we are creating the best and more secure platform of open finance for Latin America, that whenever you see Belvo in some sales flow or on an app, it's you need to feel really secure that your data is going to be taken care and that you're going to get really, really good financial services after you provide your data to Belvo.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathmonk Presents.
Thank you.